Hello everyone, it's Squeakerwood HCG. I'm going to take my seatbelt off. How is everyone tonight? I know that you can't probably see me very well because it is dark. I have recorded twice, but I was going down the road and you couldn't really hear me, and I was going 80 miles an hour and the speed limit was 45, so I thought maybe I should get stopped and do this little vlog before I have a wreck and you all have to watch me have a wreck. So anyway, the weekend was awesome. I spent some time with my husband, and so we had a really good weekend, and we went to a tattoo show, and I so wanted to get some tattoos, but I didn't. I refrained, but I had to wear my Harley Davidson tattoo shirt, so it looks like I have tattoos. Anyway, so we ate out all weekend and it was really nice. No cheat still. I haven't drank my water today because I have to pee every 5 minutes whenever I drink water and I'm on the road. So I am at 21.8 so far. I'm on day number 39. So I'm still pretty happy with that. I figured I'm still losing a little bit more than half a pound a day, so I'm pretty excited about that. So just only about 50 more pounds, 6 more months, whatever, not really. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you a little bit of more of a story. And I wanted to tell you a couple of things about, number one, about my dimes. After my husband and daughter got married and all that stuff happened, I worked at an ambulance service, and I had no insurance, and I worked constantly, and it was a pretty stressful little job. And so I decided that I didn't like working for 24 hours or longer at a time, so I decided I would quit that job. Excuse me. And I went to work at a hospital, and I was there for about 2.5 months. But when you're by yourself and all that, I made enough money, but there was some struggles, so I decided that I would work there. I backed up. Sorry. But anyway, one day I found a dime, and I started finding dimes every day. And I thought it was so strange, and it was like, God, what is this? What is this about? And I felt like that the Lord told me that He knew where I was, and He was taking care of me. And I just thought it was so cool because every single day I found a dime. I'm trying to adjust this for the color. I know it's terrible. But anyway, so every day I find a dime. And to this day, I still find dimes. And it's been 2 years. The other day I took Ziploc bag out of the box, and I was about to throw the box away. I heard a little sound in the box, and I thought, what was that? And I opened it, and there was a dime inside. So I know that God knows where I am and that I've been taken care of. And instead of pennies from heaven, I believe I have dimes from heaven. And it's just the most awesome, wonderful thing to know that God knows where you are in the midst of all the trouble and the turmoil and stuff that we go through. And one more example, I've got a lot of them, but one more example that was so cool is right after I got married, I was having to have an x-ray done, and my husband was standing at the end of the bed, and we were just talking. I was sitting on a little bitty stool, and there was this little sound that hit the floor, and I said, what was that? And he said, I don't know. And I looked down, and there was a dime that fell right beside my foot. Crazy stuff. I mean, he said, did you have a hole in your pocket? I said, I'm sitting down. How could I have a hole in my pocket? So, I mean, it was just so cool. So that's been going on for a long time, and I'll share more about that. But I know that I've shared a little bit about my motorcycle story, but I wanted to go into that because I have more to add on. So if you've already heard it, then just go, I've already heard it. So I had a red and white motorcycle that I absolutely loved, but I'd been going into a motorcycle shop for probably 6 months or so, and I loved this 2002 Screaming Eagle Road King, the most beautiful bike I'd ever seen. I would walk in that shop and drool. It had bling on it. I'm a blingy girl, and it had bling on it, and it was so purple that it would just put your eyeballs out of your head. So every time I'd go in the shop, I would just drool. And the owner of the motorcycle shop would say, well, just take it. Just take it. I mean, the bike is like, it's old. And it's like, I can't remember, $16,000, $18,000. So I go in, I quit my job at the ambulance service, and I go to work at the hospital where I'll have benefits. But I've only been there for 2.5 months, and I work a rotating shift, so we had made a plan to 9 of us to ride to Arizona. So on Thursday, I go into the motorcycle shop, and the bike is there. And the guy says, Peggy, that bike is yours. And I said, what do you mean that bike is mine? And he said, well, he said, a guy bought it. And he said, you know what he did? I said, what? And he said, he came in to make a payment. And when he made his payment, he decided that he wanted another bike, and he traded that bike back in. And I said, well, you know what? I would love to have it, but I just don't know how I'm going to do that. And I said, you know what? When I get back from Arizona, I will sell my bike and I will take that one. So he takes that motorcycle and he puts it in the back of his shop, and he lowers it because it's a little bit too tall for me. So he lowers it for me. And it was crazy. And so while we were on our trip, we stopped to eat, and we were all sitting at this table talking about this bike. And a friend of mine said, you know, did you get the bike? And I said, no, but, you know, he's going to save it for me. So the girl at the restaurant says, we're fixing to go up on the mountain, and she says, please be careful because it's really cold up there, so you probably should wear your coats. And I think I was the only one that wore a coat. Excuse me. So anyway, we're riding along there. There's snow all over the mountain. We're at 10,000 feet. It's absolutely the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And so we're riding along, and the only thing that I remember, I'm going to turn this off and see if that's any better. That one wasn't. Let's see. Nope. Anyway, 10,000 feet. And the only thing I remember is the windshield coming at my face really quickly. I've told you before, I did not have on a helmet, but I did have on my snazzy, blingy Harley Davidson leather jacket, which was beautiful. And so my friend says that all she remember, you know, my head went down in the seat and my feet went right straight up in the air, so I'm completely vertical with the ground. As I'm riding along there, the back end of the bike wobbles, and I don't remember any of this. The back end of the bike wobbles, and it slams me to the ground. And I'm still attached to the bike, and the bike and I roll 3 times. The bike weighs 900 pounds. And everybody that was there thought that I would be dead because I skid across the pavement on my jacket. Whenever I came to a stop, my face slammed on the ground, so I was completely unconscious. Whenever I woke up, I had a little scratch here, a little bruise here. I had a bruise on my thigh and one on my big toe. My jacket was skin up, and some of the guys left, and they had to call for a helicopter. A helicopter came and picked me up and flew me into Scottsdale, Arizona, where I was there for a week. my friend that was behind me, they all had to ride back home, and she got on a plane and she flew back to Arizona, and she was in Arizona with me for the full week. Now, at this time, I have no insurance at all. So I'm just going to stop here with saying that when I got home, I got a bill from the helicopter service and the hospital almost immediately. And the bill was almost $85,000. $85,000. And whenever we left Arizona, we flew, and somebody had bought the tickets for us, Donna and I, to fly home. My daughter that got married, she drove in one day to Arizona. She stayed with me for about an hour, and then she turned around and went back home. And so anyway, I'm going to stop there. I have a lot to finish with that. And I guess I will talk to you tomorrow. Maybe I'll be in a place where you can see me a little bit better. But anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.